welcome back to They Did What? Your source of the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, give you a story titled, My Ex Broke Up With Me, Now She Wants Me Back. Am I Wrong to Consider It? And a shout out to Ben for sending this story. And guys, this story about a guy who has the last laugh after his ex broke up with him. Broke up with him because obviously she didn't know what she wanted, that type of thing. When in actuality, we all know what she wanted. She thought the grass was greener on the other side, she could do better, and as it turns out, she can't. And this guy handles it quite well. And I'll be going to go over here, guys, to show you that when gals start behaving in a manner which he's going to describe, it isn't because they are in a bad place or anything like that. No, they just don't want you. And there's probably something going on behind the scenes. And when they break up with you thinking they can do better, don't take them back. Because the only reason they're back is because they didn't work out with the guy or guys that they really wanted. And ultimately, things don't work out the first time, they're not going to work out the second time. So it starts off, says here, me, a 28-year-old male, and my ex, a 26-year-old female, broke up on the 25th of October, 2023, after dating for nearly 2 years. We're the kind of people who share very intense emotions, from passion and love to frustration and hurt, and we both carry some emotional luggage and trauma from the past. Oh, you two sound like a whole lot of fun. Drama Central. Come on, dude, get your man card back. Our relationship was full of surprises. Love, frustration, patience, miscommunication, and emotions. You mean like real life? Full of surprises? Shit happens? Newsflash, young buck, that's how life is. It was far from an easy relationship, which probably doesn't exist anyway, but I can also confide and say that I have never loved a woman and a partner more than her in my life, which made it all worth it regardless. That's what people say. Like, it's like when people do something and they say, I wouldn't change anything. No, people say that because their egos can't handle them making a mistake. I wouldn't do anything differently. You're broke and you're living in a cardboard box, but you wouldn't do anything differently with your finances? Or you've been cheated on 19 times by 19 different women, but you wouldn't do anything differently? Bullshit. We broke up because we had been fighting for months over things that didn't matter to any of us, mostly due to communication or lack thereof. If you're fighting that much, then it's time to break up, yes. And if she's suddenly becoming a drama queen, there's all sorts of fights on her end, something's going on. I think it's fair to say we communicate different. I can be very direct and confrontational, wanting to solve any issue as soon as it presents itself or shortly after. She, on the other hand, wants more time and space to reflect, then to come back to the issue at hand and address it in a day or two later. We caused each other a lot of frustration. When we didn't seek compromises in this regard. Guys, you're going to do a relationship, you got to be able to communicate. And people are different in the way they resolve problems. He's more of the masculine male type, handling it directly, accordingly, be confrontational, fix the problem, move on. She's backing away, taking time to reflect. She probably likes to talk without any real resolutions. She'd been dealing with a lot of stress from work, family-related issues, lacking a feeling of belonging, feeling too bound up every day in life, and lacking any sense of meaning. Translation, that's what she's telling you, but behind the scenes she's questioning the whole thing, whether she wants you, and probably is hooking up with another guy. At the same time, I've been dealing with a lot of stress from not finding a job and losing family members. Her way of dealing with heavy and difficult things is to suppress them, push yourself, and avoid situations of conflict. My way of dealing with difficult and heavy things is to over-communicate, procrastinate, and push myself. Don't you mean not procrastinate? Because if you're a guy who jumps on top of things and handles things quickly, that's not procrastinating. But anyhow, they are not in the same place, communication-wise. We both have become incredibly patient with each other many times, but at some point she started giving up. It wasn't a rapid or hasty decision, it just gradually got worse. And I could feel her giving up on us more and more each day. Struggling to accept defeat, I kept trying and trying, but she was convinced this needed to end. Well, it doesn't sound like a good situation to me. And it's just winding down. That's usually how it goes. So women will typically stay in a relationship with a guy until they're done. And that's why they can move on so quickly, because they've got replacements ready to go. And the guy's just like, how could she move on so quickly? Because it's been winding down the relationship, and she's staying there while she finds your replacement, because God forbid she's alone. So she ended it by saying that she cannot be sure that she wants to be with me at the current time. No, she knows 100% sure she doesn't want to be with you. She also said if she had been doing better mentally, she thinks I could have been a very good fit or match for her. But she couldn't go through more days of feeling unhappy due to a worry of constant conflicting opinions. She needed space, not just from me, but from everything a bit. Well, funny when a woman says that she needs space upon breaking up with a guy, 5 minutes later she's with another dude. So much for space. We ended things, but didn't cut ties right away. After relying so much on each other, it only felt natural to keep including each other in our daily lives from time to time. That's a terrible idea. How are you going to get over her that way? She's keeping you in the friend zone just in case things don't work out. We even met up a few times as friends, but I struggled immensely with this, wishing she'd take me back. Smack! Number one, bro, as hard as it was, as much as it hurt, you should have moved on. You can't be friends, okay? How are you going to get over her? All right, you're just torturing yourself. And this whole wishing she'd take me back crap, she sounds like a pain in the ass of a girlfriend. Why would you want to go back to that? She seemed to move on. Big surprise. While I was going through hell, making me feel stupid and pathetic. What I didn't know is that she just suppressed her emotions until later. No, she was moving on to other dudes, to other beds. I tried to move on, but struggled to think of anyone else, as I kept seeing her as the perfect woman and partner, despite the issues that we had. Because obviously this was the first woman you were truly in love with, and in spite of all her problems and issues. Whatever it was caused that attachment, and that's why you're feeling like that. That's happened to plenty of guys. It's happened to me. When I was very young, fell in love with a couple terrible ones, and it's hard to get that attachment away. After a few months, I started doing better and feeling more alive. Aha, see? Your life didn't come to an end, bro. Not great, just more human. Less destroyed and a bit more spirit. She, on the other hand, started spiraling down after seeing a therapist. It was incredibly helpful for her, but she started changing her mind about me, feeling like she had made a mistake, ending things, wanting to give things another try. Translation, it didn't work out with the other guy or guys that she thought she could have a better deal with. The grass wasn't greener on the other side. All of a sudden, you were a pretty good option. She felt like she made a mistake and wanted to give things another try, saying that I'm someone she wants to grow old with and develop with, and she thinks that she was behaving toxic and unfair towards me, saying the issue had been lying more with her than with me. What? A woman taking accountability? Imagine that. She must be desperate to get back to you. We've been completely open with each other about what's been happening whilst not being a couple. I've slept with 2 women, one of which I'm currently seeing on a weekly basis. She has kissed and been intimate with 5 guys, 2 of which caused troubles earlier in the relationship. So in this short period of time, she's been with 5 dudes. And 2 of them are guys that, as he said, were an issue before. Yeah, But all of a sudden now, she's ready to come back to you with open arms. No, things didn't work out with the guys that she really wanted. And 5 dudes, and I read somewhere later that this whole span of the breakup wasn't that long, but already 5 dudes. And we all know darn well when a woman gives a number, usually you should multiply that towards times something. Because at number 5, guarantee it ain't number 5. It's probably like 10 or 15. I'm completely unsure what to do now. The effort that we both put into the relationship felt like every bit of what we had. It feels like we really tried in every meaning of the word. People around me keep telling me that getting back with exes is never good due to increased chances of frustration with the partner and, of course, lack of trust. Yeah, dude. But people do it anyway because emotions usually rule the day. Yet I can't close my eyes on my mind to the woman and partner who I loved more than anyone. Dude, you're with her 2 years, not 20. But when you're that age, 2 years feels like 20. We have undeniable chemistry, but is love really enough? Oh, for God's sake. Dude, stop watching the rom-coms. I can't sleep right now as I'm tormented by thoughts of her with 5 other men whilst being single. I don't know if it matters. She started seeing these men 3 weeks after we broke up and after nearly 2 years. 5 dudes in 3 weeks? What do you think she's doing? Come on, man. What do you think she's doing before you broke up? I don't know if I'm ready for this, but neither is she. But she's willing to give it a try. She's waiting for me to decide if I'm willing. Am I in the wrong for being more jealous of her 5 guys and thinking that if we got back together, I'm inevitably going to have my heart broken? You are going to have your heart broken because you're going to tell her, well, she can treat you like crap and then break up with you, hook up with lots of dudes, and I guarantee it's more than 5, and then you'll take her back. She'll be back to her same old tricks. Same old things, same bad communication, drama, and all that. Do you really want that, dude? I hope this somehow makes sense. It's my first time putting my thoughts into words like on a Reddit page, and English is my second language, so please bear with me. Dude, your English is better than most people that speak English. All feedback is valuable and useful at this point, so please criticize and comment on anything. Now, before he does his update here where he redeems himself, guys, you can hear the situation. How many of you have been in this situation? Things are winding down. There's drama. There's miscommunication. There's no communication. The girl's claiming she's unhappy. She says she doesn't know how she feels. She needs to be in a better place. All that typical chick crap. And you find out down the road, well, no, actually, she just wanted to replace you. Or she was looking for a better option. And if that doesn't work out, then she's back. So you don't take them back. Now on to his update where he redeems himself. He says, I'm overwhelmed with the immense and wonderful support and insight that you all have provided me with. And also for the chuckles some of you have provided in the comments. I greatly appreciate all the help, and I was most definitely feeling weak and fragile in the moment of posting the post in the first place. I was unsure what to do until early this afternoon. I realized I've romanticized the whole idea of our relationship. Exactly, brother. Focusing on more of the good times than the actual hardships and difficulties that led us to break up in general. I'm also not at the best place mentally, not in a worrying way by any means, but in a way where I think being single and not seeking validation through others is the right thing for me right now. Yes, after a breakup, you need to be on your own, a time to reflect. Hang out with your bros, focus on your grind, focus on your purpose. Go back to being the guy you were, the good qualities of the guy you were before you were with her. You were so used to being a we, you've forgotten how to be a me. Be on your own for a while. There was also no good foundation, seeing how I was not able to get past what she did whilst being single and bringing potential resentment into an already suffering and fragile relationship. She is by no means a fool for suggesting what she did, but I feel like I'm convinced now that not getting back together is the healthiest thing for both of us right now. Thank God. You see what happens when a guy has some time to reflect? And by him being in the friend zone with her for a while and still seeing her, he couldn't get past her. But when he obviously stopped hanging out with her, that's when he could start seeing the big picture here. I did talk about couples counseling a few times. At the time, we were dating, but she met it was the wrong use of our money. I met up with my ex yesterday. We didn't see each other very long. She had a bad gut feeling before I even broke the silence. I told her I could never get back together with her. Awesome, bro. Good for you. That shattered her ego. But I wished her well. I half expected her to ask me why, but she didn't. She seemed sad and hurt. And so was I. We hugged and parted ways without exchanging many words. Well, this guy didn't want to get in. He claims he obviously doesn't have any evidence of her cheating on him before they broke up, but I'm sure. Come on here. 5 dudes within 3 weeks? Oh yeah, she's talking to other dudes, if not doing other things to other dudes. But this is who he is. He's going to hug it out and go separate ways. I should have left it at that, but I didn't. It felt strange to not tell her why, not to cause her any more stress or pain, but for me to not leave her imagination up to things, to have put in my own words, bringing insight as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. Bro, you don't owe her an explanation. I sent that text today. Smack! Dude, you don't need to give closure. I believe it was well written. She might be angry, upset, or frightened, or frustrated. She might appreciate knowing why I, this time around, am giving up on her. I don't know. I'm waiting for a reply. Thanks again for hearing me out. You guys are wonderful to comment and guide me through this hard time. Well, anyhow, that was the end of that. But the point of the whole thing is, guys, they always come back. They always come back when things don't work out in their lives or with the guys that they really wanted. She broke up with him because probably she thought the grass was greener. She could probably I think he said she's 26. How the hell old is she? 26. Hey, she's in her prime. Can I really do better? Blah, blah, blah. Who knows? And ultimately saw, guess what? The grass isn't greener. Chad and Tyrone behaved like Chad and Tyrone, and now she's back to the good guy. And I guarantee she'd get bored with this guy again, and the same crap would happen. They always come back, but don't take them back. Once it's done, it's done. And how a lot of women in relationships will start thinking that I can do better, blah, 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 and will kick to the curb a good guy just like that and not care at all. Because you can see she had moved on. Meanwhile, he was struggling and being torn apart inside. It always happens. So you did the right thing, dude. Move on. You don't owe her an explanation, but obviously you did that because you're that type of guy. But don't take her back. Now, a few comments here because many guys in the comment section didn't fall for her crap like he kind of was. One guy says here, 5 guys out of 2 guys were already an issue, and she did that in the span of 3 weeks. She broke up because she wanted to sleep with them, and none of them wanted her. She sought therapy and somehow came to the conclusion that you are the one she wants to be with because you're still not over her. Dude, time for you to start taking a new thing seriously and leave this woman behind. She's not giving you anything but pain and stress. And I think this guy either wrote this before his update or he wrote this on the basis thinking that this guy might take her back eventually in a moment of weakness. Another guy says here, it's not the fact that it's 5 guys, it's the 2 guys that were already known issues in your relationship. If you were to get back together, this would continue to be an issue, but now it's a larger issue. From the sounds of it, it won't be something you can get past and something that will sit in the back of your mind and be thrown out in an argument causing major damage to the relationship down the line. Honestly, it sounds like she fucked around and found out the grass isn't greener, and now she wants you back because you're a safe ground for her. Yep. And the last one. This guy says here, this 100%, especially if she's still in contact with any of the guys she was with, but especially the 2 that were the problems before. I know that some people jump back into dating and intimacy to cope with the loss of the relationship. However, it's pretty bold to move to play the field and then go back to the guy you dumped because you essentially wanted to test out other options. If you read between the lines, you'll see that's why she broke up with you, by the way. She just used prettier words. OP, don't be the fallback guy, you deserve better. He also says, I look back at the timeline. If she did really wait 3 weeks before dating, that's 5 guys in less than 3 months. Holy shit. She's worked hard on something and it wasn't self-reflection, or at least not as much as she's trying to sell you. Whole comment section is full of people reading between the lines and calling her on her crap and all that. Yeah, grass is greener, or at least you thought the grass is greener, and guess what? It never is. And so that's why she's back. That's the only reason she's back. If it worked out with any of those guys, then she would be back. So anyhow, guys, there you go. They always come back. And it's always funny to hear when these a-holes that dump good guys come back begging back for more, and the guys are like, nope, not happening. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, if you find a good story you want me to cover, email me. strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I definitely will cover it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.